Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors made some good acquisitions in free agency, but they could try to pull off a blockbuster deal, sign another star, and build a super team to win now. Bam Adebayo is being considered by the Warriors. Kelly Oure's stunning breakout at the Miami Heat has been one of the storylines of preseason around the NBA, but it could also make the Golden State Warriors' next star trade acquisition more realistic. Brett Siegel of Clutch Points reported earlier in the month that Bam Adebayo would be at the top of the Warriors' list of potential trade targets if he were to ever request a trade. While that remains unlikely at this point, Oure's development could open an avenue to the Heat being more willing to move Adebayo than otherwise first thought. Warriors trading for Bam Adebayo might become more realistic. Oure has been a big positive for Miami in an otherwise winless preseason through 5 games, having averaged 17.4 points and 11.0 rebounds while shooting 51.5% from the floor and a blistering 44.4% from three-point range. The second-year big man had 29 points and 12 rebounds in just 26 minutes against Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs, before adding 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 steals in 25 minutes against one of the league's best defenses in the Orlando Magic. Oure's form has led to Adebayo claiming his young teammate has unlimited potential, while former NBA All-Star Jeff Teague suggested that the 21-year-old could emerge in the most improved player conversation given his preseason production. The issue is that Heat coach Erik Spoelstra doesn't wholly believe in Adebayo and we're playing in double big lineups together, creating a potential problem for the franchise as outlined by Dan Favale of All You Can Heat on Tuesday. Head coach Erik Spoelstra has seemingly decided the Adebayo-Oure frontcourt isn't yet ready to become a staple, or at the very least doesn't give Miami the best shot at optimizing its roster, Favale wrote. If the tandem doesn't prove effective together in the opening months of the season, it's not inconceivable to suggest that a significant decision could be made if the Heat believe in Ouire as their center of the future. Adebayo is set to make $37.1 million this season, before starting a 3-year, $161.4 million extension. That might turn the Warriors, and other teams, off him as a potential trade target, but the lower number this season does make him a possible option if the Heat were to make him available. The 3x All-Star has the sort of playmaking and defensive versatility that would make him an excellent fit in Steve Kerr's system, having earned Defensive Player of the Year votes in each of the past 6 seasons while averaging 18.6 points and 4.2 assists during the same period. Warriors deliver brutal injury update on key player heading into the season. Kerr has some decisions to make for opening night. The Golden State Warriors are likely to be without Moses Moody for next week's regular season opener against the Los Angeles Lakers, with Steve Kerr confirming on Thursday that the 5th-year wing is doubtful due to a calf injury. Moody's likely absence is a brutal blow for both himself and the Warriors on the eve of the season, particularly after a pair of strong preseason performances had the 23-year-old firming for a starting role. Moses Moody's absence could open up unlikely rotation opportunities. Moody led Golden State with 19 points on 5 of 7 shooting against the Lakers in the preseason opener, before retaining his starting role against the Portland Trail Blazers last week despite the inclusion of Al Horford. It's an unfortunate start for the former 14th overall pick who was looking to atone for a poor end to last season, having been significantly hampered by a thumb injury that saw his shooting numbers and subsequent rotation minutes both take a dive during the playoffs. There's also slight concern on the status of star forward Jimmy Butler, who was initially expected to return for Friday's preseason finale against the LA Clippers at Chase Center after missing the past 2 games. However, Kerr confirmed on Thursday that Butler is indeed doubtful for Friday's game due to an ankle issue, but there remains optimism that the 6x All-Star will be ready to face Luka Doncic and the Lakers on opening night. Warriors practiced Thursday at Chase Center. Speaking afterward, head coach Steve Kerr said Jimmy Butler, ankle, is doubtful for Friday's preseason finale against the Los Angeles Clippers. Optimistic he'll be ready Tuesday for the regular season opener. Moody's expected absence could throw up some interesting rotation decisions for Kerr entering the season, particularly given the Warriors are already without DeAnthony Melton as he recovers from his torn ACL injury, while they also won't have access to Seth Curry, who is expected to be waived and brought back onto the roster when financially eligible next month. With Butler, Moody, Draymond Green and Goe Santos all out from Tuesday's 118-111 victory over the Trailblazers at Moda Center, rookie guard Will Richard got a surprising start alongside Stephen Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, and Horford. The 56th overall pick impressed with 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists on 3 of 5 shooting from three-point range, with Richard now a legitimate shot at winning rotation minutes for next week's season opener given this Moody update. Third-year big Tracy Jackson-Davis is also pushing for rotation minutes after a couple of impressive preseason performances, but his opportunity is likely to be dictated by how Kirk configures the center rotation and whether Horford starts in his regular season debut for the franchise. Will Richard speaks out after playing alongside Stephen Curry for the first time. It shows his mentality. The Golden State Warriors have experienced multiple injuries throughout their preseason campaign. Both Moses Moody and Jimmy Butler have been suffering from injuries. They were both absent from the last Warriors game against the Portland Trail Blazers. Draymond Green also missed the last game, which the Warriors won 118-111, due to having a rest. These absences created opportunity for Warriors rookie Will Richard, whom Steve Kerr selected to join the starting lineup. Will Richard reveals game day notification about his first time playing alongside Stephen Curry. Richard capitalized on the chance, scoring 13 points while shooting 60% from three-point range across 30 minutes in the 118-111 victory. Following the game, Richard disclosed that it was his first time playing alongside Stephen Curry and the Warriors' first unit in any capacity. "This is the first time. I got a word and a shoot-around today, game day, so I was definitely excited, ready to go out there and compete," Richard explained. "At the end of the day it's just basketball, but it's definitely a little bit different going out there and playing with Steph and those guys, because they know how to play. They played the game for a long time and it's just a lot more simple when you're out there with them," he added. Will Richard's maturity impresses Steve Kerr despite limited preparation time. Richard's comments reveal impressive mental maturity for a rookie. He performed effectively despite never playing with the core rotation before, even in scrimmage settings. After the game, Kerr expressed confidence in Richard following the performance, indicating plans to provide regular season opportunities. The Warriors have experienced consistent success developing second-round picks over recent seasons. Tracy Jackson-Davis and Quinton Post became important rotational players after being selected in the second round. If Richard continues developing while maintaining his mature approach, he could become the next Warriors' second-round success story, providing valuable depth behind the team's established veterans. Warriors' jaw-dropping trade proposal could unite Curry and Giannis, ignite title chase frenzy. Warriors eye potential blockbuster trade to bring Giannis to Golden State. The NBA landscape is always shifting, and if there's one player who can ignite a title chase, it's Stephen Curry. For over a decade, Curry has showcased his prowess on the court, leading the Golden State Warriors to 4 championships. His partnership with Kevin Durant was a fearsome combination, striking terror into the hearts of opponents. While Curry may not be the same player he was during that dominant stretch, the idea of reuniting him with another superstar has emerged as a tantalizing prospect. Giannis Antetokounmpo's uncertain future. As the new NBA season approaches, the future of Giannis Antetokounmpo with the Milwaukee Bucks remains a hot topic. Speculation abounds about whether the two-time MVP will remain in Milwaukee, especially given the Bucks' performance in recent playoffs. Warriors insider Peter O'Keefe of Blue Man Hoop has put forth an audacious trade proposal that could pivot the league's balance of power, suggesting that Golden State could be in a position to acquire Antetokounmpo as early as mid-season. The proposed trade details. Under O'Keefe's proposal, the Warriors would not only welcome Giannis but also his brother, Thanasis Antetokounmpo. In exchange, the Bucks would receive a young and talented Jalen Green, defensive stalwart Dillon Brooks, and a treasure trove of 4 first-round draft picks. The Phoenix Suns would also play a role in this hypothetical scenario, acquiring Jimmy Butler and Gary Payton II to facilitate the deal. A new dynamic for the Warriors. Imagining a pick-and-roll featuring Curry and Giannis is enough to make any basketball fan giddy. The combination of Curry's shooting ability and Giannis's unmatched athleticism would make for a nearly unstoppable offensive duo. While the Warriors recently added Butler to their roster, parting ways with him could be a small price to pay for the chance to add a player of Giannis's caliber. As the season unfolds, the Warriors find themselves in a win-now mindset. If Antetokounmpo's frustrations with the Bucks continue to simmer, Golden State may find the opportunity to execute this bold trade. After all, pairing two of the game's most dynamic players could not only reshape the Warriors' future but also send shockwaves throughout the league. In this high-stakes game of basketball chess, the Warriors are watching closely, ready to make a move that could redefine their championship aspirations.